So first things first, Martin, how are you?
I'm good. It's Amsterdam Dance event again. This time of the year, I love it. It's in my hometown. The entire industry is here. It's like a family reunion.
Is it like a homecoming?
Exactly. It's fun. I get to welcome all my friends around the world in my hometown, and I wish I had the time to show them like grachtengordel and like some typical Dutch stuff, but maybe another time.
Well, last year I spoke to you as well, and you told me that you like to produce in your old bedroom. Now, since then, I believe you found your own apartment. So where do you produce now?
I still produce a lot in my old bedroom, and I am building a studio in my new apartment, and it should be done in less than a week.
Okay.
So hopefully I'll get the setup there correctly, but it already looks sick, and I'm really excited to get to work there. But right now, either I work or still at my parents' house in my old bedroom, or I rent a studio, FC Walvis.
Okay. And are the specifications then for your new studio, are they the same as your old bedroom?
It's just very minimalistic. For me, it's more about the vibe and about the sound is of course the most important. I don't work a lot with hardware and stuff. I just want the sound to be good, and I want the vibe to be very, chill, relax, and I can control the vibe with because there are LED strips everywhere. It's very, you can change the mood very easily. So I'm really excited.
How important is the mood for you when you produce?
For me, the mood is very important when you produce. I like to produce a lot when I'm in the dark. Somehow, when it's complete dark. But that's different for every producer. Some producers they like to produce at night. Some producers they like to produce when. It's different for everybody.
And well, you say you like to produce at night. Maybe might be my projection, but because you are so busy, is that when you get a little bit of time for yourself in a way?
Producing wise?
Yeah, or in
when
general
I produce,
even.
Yeah, I think for everybody. Producing for me is it's just me and my computer, and I can do that for 12 hours straight, and I feel like I had the best day ever. It's a hobby, and for me it's my way to get rid of emotions or stress or something. I can just work on music and make a super weird song and call it a successful day, and even though I might never release a song.
How much of what you make ends up being released?
5%. But the thing is, I make so many ideas, and then when I'm stuck on one, I start a new one, and then I'm stuck on a new one, and I start a new one, and then I end up with 30 unfinished songs, and then my management is like, hey, Martin, would you mind finishing one of those 30 ideas? But I think that's every producer's situation.
And if we take one of your latest songs, for instance, "Waiting for Love," was that the same? Was that an unfinished one at some point, or how did that come together?
"Waiting for Love" was together with Avicii. I went to Stockholm and we were in the studio together, and we just messed around, and we had this melody idea, and he finished it for his album. But yeah, that one was actually finished pretty quickly after the idea. But some ideas they're just there on my computer. I forget about them, and then 2 years later I listen to the idea again. I'm like, oh, this is cool. I should finish it.
How old are some of the things? Can they be from 5 years back?
Not 5 years, but Animals was also an idea which I did. I think 4 years ago. So right now 6 years ago. It was just the break melody and super shitty sounds, but the melody was very strong. I was like, oh, I should totally use this melody, put it in a new shape, and then did the song around it.
Because that is it. Well, obviously in those 5 years you've grown as a producer, as a DJ. So what do you hear when you listen back to some of the tracks of a couple of years ago? Can you hear most of what you're doing already?
Yeah, but it's cool to listen back to. I love listening back to older files because I had a different mindset. And there was a time I really tried to get that mindset, because I was just in the studio, I'm just gonna make whatever. And right now I finally got that mindset again. But it's cool to listen what kind of ideas I had at that time. And yeah, I just found a new hard drive for my older computer, and I'm going through all the old files.
And then you say you got that mindset back. What made it possible to have it now, to go back to that feeling of I can produce anything?
Of course, as you know, I just split up with my label, but that didn't really change anything music-wise. But just in general, like also at the shows after Ultra this year, I did a set with mainly my own music, and a lot of stuff was unreleased, and it was like different for me than I've done before, and that turned out so great, so many great comments that I'm more chill right now. There's no pressure at all. I get in the studio and I can be myself, and that's the best feeling ever.
So was there a lot of pressure, because obviously Animal's greatly successful?
Of course there's pressure when you have success and people expect you to like maintain it. And in my head it's like, oh, I have to maintain it. Like, what am I gonna do next? Because they're people like getting famous. Like, it's all they need is like a couple famous songs, and they get booked for like the big festivals. And for me, at one point, I was like, oh my God, I have to step up my game again. Oh, what am I doing? And that was a problem. I was caring too much, and right now it's more. Yeah, it's fun. It should be fun, because that's what producing music is. It's a hobby, and it's not work.
Is that, you mentioned the fame that kind of comes with it, because now you're flying all over the place in private jets, and is that something you can get used to?
I think I'll never get used to the fame, but you can get used to some things which fame brings. Like, it's just very crazy. It's hard to describe like how my life is, especially if you have a camera in front of me. And you can't see like all the things which happen around it. But for me, the thing which hasn't changed, or which is back to normal again right now, is just like how I am in the studio, like what my mindset is. And it's not work. I love it. I love to DJ. I get to make people happy with doing what makes me happy, and that's. I'll feel bad if I call it work, because it is not work at all. It's like a hobby.
And if you, that feeling, that kind of freedom, is there something you are working on now that gives you that feeling? Yeah.
You'll hear it tomorrow. My intro at the Heineken Music Hall show, and probably also the Amsterdam Dance event, Amsterdam Music Festival. It's something which you would totally not expect from me, but it has so much emotion in it. And then the first song is a new original by me, solo. I might give it away for free, I don't know yet, but the feeling which the song and the intro give me is so powerful, so euphoric, and that really is a good feeling. So,
where did this intro come from? Where did you come up with it, or? It
came from being with the piano. It's like it's 2 minutes of classic piano intro. And a friend of mine who was very good in playing the piano, Giorgio Timeford, helped me with it. So we were jamming, and I think we recorded like 30 minutes of piano, and I just cut 2 minutes of it, and I'm gonna use it as my intro.
Getting back to that fame thing, is there something then that you miss? From 5 years ago?
Yeah, of course. Of course I miss some things. Like there are some things which I can't do anymore. It's not that I want to run around in my underwear on the street, get drunk, but there are some things which because people look up to me, they look they look at everything I do, so I have to make sure that what I do is smart and not a bad example. So I'm not saying that I want to do like stupid stuff all the time, but there are some things which I just have to like think about twice, especially because there are cameras everywhere. But it's like, I'm not gonna complain. Like the life, or like the Martin Garrix, what it has brought with it. Like I get to travel the world. I get to bring my friends to the shows, my family to the shows. My mom, my dad, and my sister are going to the show tomorrow and to the show the day after, and that's such a good feeling, and nothing can even come close to that.
And then, well, you mentioned this this newfound freedom in music. Does it allow you to experiment more now? I
was always allowed to experiment, but no bad word to say about
Sure.
anybody who works at the music side of Spinnin. It was mainly just the contracts which got us like stuck, and what was the reason of our split. But music-wise, you have Jorn, Robert, Kees, like the people who work there. They're Marco. They're in it because of the music, and I always had the 100% like freedom of what I wanted to do, what I felt like doing. I still have, and that didn't change. But I think for every producer, you should not be in a box and stay in a box. You should do whatever you feel like.
Now, especially with well, every year it seems EDM and house and everything is getting bigger and bigger. Does it become more difficult to carve out your space in it?
For me, I think I'm fine because I had my space carved out like 2 years ago, and I tried to switch completely. No, not completely, but I'm doing way more melodic stuff right now, which is like carving out another space. For me, it worked out luckily great. But the thing is, because there are so many producers out there right now, it's harder to get to get known because the level of producing is so high. There's so many great producers who have great ideas, and right now it's more about like the right time, the right song, and also what worked for me, like the right team around me, the right song at the right time, and of course, most important, the talent.
And then is this something you take into consideration when you do collaborations as well?
What do you mean? If I work with someone that
that you take into account if it's the right time to work with somebody, or does that happen naturally?
Collaborations always happen naturally. Like I wouldn't want to work with anyone who I'm forced to work with because it's not natural. It's like you put two people in a room and like, okay, go make a baby. It's not how it works.
Sure.
And it's a creative process, and if the vibe is good, if the people you work with are nice, then the result is going to be good. But you can't force it.
Finally then, I'm sure you've read this, but DJ Hardwell, he said that in the next top 100 DJ rankings, he thinks you are going to be #1. Do you care about those kind of things?
I love Hardwell, and it means it means a lot to me that he said that, and it's crazy. Last year I jumped from 40 to 4, and I was already freaking out because so many people actually took the time to vote. But this year again, I didn't do any campaign because it's not like a presidential elections. Sure. Is that the right word? Yeah, election. Yeah. Anyway, I think it should be something which the fans do, and which happened last year. And this year, if I'm #5, if I'm #1, if I'm #10, if I'm still #4, I'm already super happy to be in that list and to even have people that voted for me and took the time to vote, because that's what matters the most to me. It's, of course, the internet is one thing, but in the end it's about the fans who go to your shows, who travel the world to see you live, and who you create memories with.
Very last question then. What was one of the best things you've heard from a fan or about your music?
Crazy things. Like I get crazy messages. Like sometimes people they told me they were done with life. They didn't want to live anymore, and they listened to my music. Like Forbidden Voices was a song which actually got a lot of those messages. Like this song gave me like motivation again and made me happy again. And like at another show I did, people had like a sign up in the air like we got engaged because of you, and I was like, oh my god, I want to know this story. So I got the people like backstage, and I asked them like, yo, what's up with the sign? And then this guy told me like, yeah, I already had the ring on me for 8 months, but I never had the balls to actually ask her. And then after your show, I was filled with so much euphoric, like so many good feelings that I just like was like, I'm just gonna do it. And then she said yes. And for me to see and to hear those kind of stories, it's way more than just music, and that's what gives me goosebumps.
Thank you very much for your time.
No problem.
Thank you.